We'll call the Mandan Public School District number 1, March 16, 2026 meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Any changes? Dr. Pitts?
I do. I have 3 letters of resignation. You should have hard copies in front of you that I'd like to add to letter C of new business. Jordan Tipke, Caitlin Long, and Eldon Crow. And those just came in today. And all the other contracts are in them.
Okay, thank you. Any other changes? Seeing here, and what's wishes of the board of the agenda with the 3 additions?
I would move we approve the agenda with the changes.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second?
Second.
And we have a second. Any further discussion or comments? Seeing and hearing them, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is public comment. Anybody in the audience wish to address the board? Anybody willing to address the board? Seeing nobody moving, we'll move on then to the administrator's report. Mr. Legacy.
Yes, good evening. Included in your packet is a timeline for the deadlines for the school board election. Coming up is the big one, April 6th at 4 p.m. is the filing deadline for candidates. That paperwork needs to come to my office. For anybody that wishes to run for re-election or anybody watching, they need to reach out to me to get the statement of interest and the application, and I will get that to them. There is no signatures required on that, so it's not hard to run for school board. Just a reminder, we're doing the election with the county. The election will be June 9th this year.
All right. Any questions, any comments? And if you're looking to get a hold of Mr. Legacy, just call the regular Brave Center phone number and they'll get you a hold of him in that case. All right. Update on Custer Elementary is the next one. Dr. Rederath.
Yeah, just to kind of let you know where we're at. Last Wednesday, Dr. Bitts and I went down and met one-on-one with all the staff at Custer Elementary, our teachers and our paraprofessionals down there, and let them know what their placement would be for next school year. Honestly, I think it went extremely well. We were able to find good fits for everybody there, and so that went well. I think people were relieved just to have the direction that they were going, and so that was well received. May 1st, they already have it set up. We're going to be taking all of the Custer kids to their new schools for tours so that they can start to get to know staff and teachers and get a feel for the buildings. So starting kind of that transition process. I know Mr. NC is working with his staff to probably schedule some sort of family event, doing some grilling, that sort of thing, kind of a farewell to Custer type event. So they have some fun things in the works there. And then we'll continue to game plan as we get closer about how we want to move teachers and get those things. If anything, in the past couple of years with all of the building we've gotten pretty good at moving stuff and we have gotten a good process. So Charlie's already kind of well on top of that for us. So things are moving along.
Okay, sounds good. Any questions or comments for Dr. Rederath? All right, then we'll move on to free and reduced lunch. You can continue on that one.
Yeah, and you'll see that in your packet. Our district average this last month was just over 37%. So with that, we did have 6 schools that would be above that threshold, and we've typically used this in the past when we're talking about Title I funding. So our middle school, Custer, Lewis and Clark, Lakewood, Mary Stark, and Roosevelt all fell above our district average, so would qualify if we use that potentially for Title I. Now, obviously, Custer will drop off next year. I do think we'll see some increases, especially at Lewis and Clark. They are already above that, but I think we could see more kids qualify there, which could kick them into everybody being free. If you remember right now at Mary Stark, Roosevelt, Lakewood, and Custer, because of the poverty rate, all kids have free lunch and free breakfast there. We think we could explore doing the same thing for Lewis and Clark next year with adding those Custer kids in. So we're talking with Jewel to take a look at that and would like to do that if we could.
Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Dr.
Riderath, I just refresh my memory here, for September 25, is that last year's numbers?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Is it a percentage like for the high school, that number of students was dropped significantly than for October? So that's what I
Yep.
thought.
Yep. But we use last year's number on the September.
Yeah, basically, if you're qualified in May, they give you the first month free the next year without having to refile. So we always start high, and then those people fall off if they don't do the paperwork.
All right, any other questions? Anything else? All right, then we'll move on. State Superintendent Levi Bachmeyer visit to Mandan High School, May 5th, 10:30 to 12:30. Dr. Bitts.
Yeah, Mr. Bachmeyer has set a goal to visit every school district in North Dakota. He will be at Mandan High School on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So you're all welcome to attend. I don't know that you all need to be there, but I think it would be nice if any of you can make it work into your schedule. He wants to walk through the building. He wants to visit a government class. He wants to speak to some students, some educators. So I think his time is pretty well filled, but I think it would be nice if, one or two of you could be there at least.
All right. Let Dr. Bitts know, because if there's more than enough, we're going to have to make sure we know it.
I think we'll just notice it just in
You're going to
case.
notice it anyway?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so.
That'll work. I'll take care of it. Anybody have any questions on that? And I'm assuming we're just going to meet probably, if we go, just meet in the front.
Yeah, I told him that I'd meet out front and I'd meet him at the Big M, so.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda is Play Lab Open House, March 31st, 11:15 to 1:15. Dr. Bitts?
Yeah, just an invitation to all you again, and we will notice this as a meeting. I know it's in the middle of the day, but if any of you can make it, I think it would be nice for you to attend.
A little bit for the public on what Play Lab is, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, Play Lab is Janet Bassingwaite, who I think she spoke to you 3 months ago. She has just done a fantastic job. She's got a coalition of how many partners?
15.
I would say 15 partners or so. They meet monthly and they plan programming for our birth to age 5 students. She's just done a remarkable job. We've just noticed the readiness skills of our kids coming into kindergarten are so much better. So, and it's in the old locker room at Ferris Field. We had a donor come forward and paid for all the carpet and the acoustic, and they've just got toys in there where kids can learn by playing, and it's really a neat site.
If I could add to that too, the work that she's doing, she's done a bunch of state level work too on kindergarten readiness, has really started to get the attention of, I've had the Lieutenant Governor's office reach out, as well as some Superintendent Bachmeyer, and as well as some legislative interests. So I think there's real interest in the work that she's doing, which is neat to see. So hopefully some of those individuals will be there as well.
Okay, great. Anybody else have any questions? Seeing none, then we'll move on to the consent agenda. And the consent agenda, approve previous board minutes from March 2nd, 2026. Approve interview minutes from March 5th, 2026. Review and consider February 2026 bills. Review and consider February 2026 revenue and expenditures report. What are the wishes of the board on the consent agenda?
I'd make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
And we have a motion. We have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is unfinished business. We have no unfinished business, so we're going to move to new business, review and consider first reading of the following policies. We got JTA, Education of Homeless Students, JTAR, Education of Homeless Student Dispute Resolution, JTA-E, Mandan District Level Dispute Resolution Form, JTA-E2, McKinney-Vento Dispute Resolution Initiation Form, GAIA Solicitation by Staff Members, GBKA Reduction in Force, GBRIAA Legislative Duty Political Leave, GBRID Military Leave, GBS Professional Organizations, GCB Classified Positions, GDB Administrator Hiring Promotion Transfer, GDD Administrative Leave and Suspension, GDE, communicable disease, significant contagious diseases, GDE-R, communicable diseases, significant contagious diseases. Dr. Rederath, you just want to go through them all if it's okay with the board? I think we'll just handle them all in one package at the end.
Yeah,
If that's okay.
I can touch on some high points, and if there's one you want me to go back to, please let me know. Those first J policies you'll see all center around our McKinney-Vento funding. If you remember, that's the money we receive for students who are experiencing homelessness. And we're currently doing a federal review on that, and so there was just some updates there. So that's why you see those policies. Probably the policy that we made the most significant changes to is the political leave, the legislative political leave policy. You will see that in your packet. I believe it's on page 49 of the packet. We wanted to make sure that we clarified not just legislative leave, but other political leave in there. With term limits coming into the legislative body right now, we thought it was important that we make sure our policy is up to date on this in case we do have individuals decide to run for office. So you'll see some more significant changes there. Outside of that, most of the changes to these policies were pretty minor in nature.
Can I ask you a question,
Yes.
Dr. Rederath? So when I read through the new stuff there, it says, shall not be entitled to receive any salary or fringe benefits during the entire term. And then when you go down to the next paragraph there, it says the employee is responsible for the organization and coordination of the regular school responsibilities. That seems to contradict itself, because if you're still responsible for some of your things and we're not going to pay you in the paragraph before it, or am I reading this as two different things here? Which is probably true.
Well, I believe the intent was that they're responsible for coordinating with their principal to make sure there's a sub and to make sure their duties are covered, but then not necessarily to carry them out while they're on political leave.
Okay.
So before they leave, they're responsible for coordinating those pieces and making sure it's covered, but our expectation is not that they're continuing to carry them out while they're on leave.
Yeah, and in here it says may take unpaid leave. If they're not eligible, shouldn't it probably say shall take?
We can change that, yes. I'll make that note.
But isn't that true? I mean, because if they're not going to be paid, may would make it sound to
Like
me
it's a
like
choice.
they have a choice.
Yep, nope, you're correct. I'll change that from may to shall.
But probably the bigger question is, do they have a choice?
No. I don't, that's not, my understanding is that they do not have a choice. Would you read it differently, Dr. Bitts?
I always thought it was like military leave, and maybe I was not at this meeting, so I don't know, but with military leave, if somebody is deployed, they get their choice. If our pay is higher than what the military is paying them, they can take our pay, but then we get the pay from the military.
But it doesn't say that in here.
No, I know.
anyplace.
So that's what I thought this was supposed to say. That's what I believed it had said before, but maybe it didn't.
It did not before, but we can take it back to the group and look at that in comparison to military leave and then bring it back next time. We have policy and personnel next Monday.
I would personally think
Yeah,
we should take it back and
let's
have that conversation.
look at it, yeah.
Because it leaves a few gray areas here, and
Yep.
when you got gray areas, somebody's going to, how do you handle it?
Yeah.
Let's just take care of it up
Yeah,
front.
I can take it back to policy and personnel on Monday.
Does anybody else have any questions on this policy in particular?
I would just like to say that when we did meet for this, I agree with Carly that when we talked about the employee is responsible for the organization and coordination of their regular school responsibilities, we were talking about that the teacher would get all that stuff lined up before they left for their political leave.
Okay.
Yep. But I think the point about may or shall take leave is we can clarify that and bring it back.
Well, and with that, what Dr. Bitts said, I mean, that even throws another wrinkle into it, because if you could do it that way, like military, then that's even a little different.
Yep.
So,
Yep. No, I can take it back for sure. We will do that, so we can take that one off.
it's more
for
like jury
approval.
duty.
Yeah, I was going to say I have jury duty on April 7th, and if I get $5 or $25, I have to give it back to the school, but I get leave from this, whatever I collect or whatever I get paid goes back to the school.
I think my day is March 27th. It must be anybody that's working for the school or on the board.
Must be,
time
yeah.
to serve. All right.
Okay. That, like I said, that was the one with probably the most substantial changes. Were there any questions? We did touch the RIF policy a little bit. There's no real major changes in there, with the exception of number 4. We did highlight that, or add in there, that continuous district service will not be counted for employment in which a license was not required for the position, such as a paraprofessional. So if I'm working for the district for 7 years and 4 were as a paraprofessional and 3 as a teacher, 3 years as a teacher are what would count for the RIF policy, not those 4 years as a paraprofessional.
Okay. Anybody got other questions? Before I ask another one. Policy GAIA,
Okay?
solicitation by staff members.
Yes.
Right now, it says, before you made the change, district employees are not permitted to solicit time or money from other employees or students without the approval. You took out from other employees or students, so to me, that pretty much indicates that they can't solicit from anybody at any time. I'm talking, and I'll use an example here. Let's say Coach Sheldon wants to go solicit some money for the football team. He's going to have to come and get your approval every time. So that's the intent here, is that anybody's going to solicit on behalf of the school has to have the superintendent or designee's approval.
Yep, or principal's approval, yes. Yep.
We designate that to the principals, but we just think it's wise to know where our teachers are and coaches are, what they're raising money for.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I just wanted to make sure I understood what the policy change was.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it stems from, lots of different things, but we're seeing increasing, like on Amazon, donors choose type wish lists of teachers soliciting for classrooms, personal things like Pampered Chef. It just gets really muddy, and so the intent was that anytime you're going to solicit something, that you need to have the approval of your supervisor in the building.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand what the policy change was.
Yep.
Anybody else have any? Since I took up all the time here. All right. What are the wishes of the board of the first reading of the following policies, the ones I read off?
I would move that we approve the first reading of of those policies except for GBRIAA.
All right. We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item on the agenda is review and consider approval of the deletion of the following policies: GBRD, staff meetings, and GDA, administrative positions. Dr. Rederath.
Yes, and so the first one, the staff meeting, that came into play before we compensated in staff teachers for subbing, is where that policy started with. But now, if I'm a third grade teacher and we have a third grade teacher out and we split up the classroom, we do compensate our teachers for their subbing time. And so the Policy and Personnel Committee didn't feel like this policy was needed anymore, because that's really where that stemmed from. And then the second one is just, we had a duplication of that policy, so it was in our policies twice. So we still have that policy in there. We just needed to get rid of a duplication of it. So that policy still exists. It just exists under one different letter now.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions, comments? If not, what are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we approve the deletion of those two policies.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing them, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item on the agenda is review and consider the following certified resignations: Lacey Yoakum, music at Red Trail; Kara Blaskowski, instructional coach at Mandan High School; Jordan Tibke, first at Red Trail; Kathleen Lang, SLP at Red Trail; and Eldon Crow, building trades at Mandan High School. Dr. Bitts.
Yeah, contracts are due at 4:00 today, so we've been getting a few resignations. We just got 3 of them today. These are teachers that are leaving us. I'd like to thank them for their service. I'm sorry they're all going, but wish them the best in the next chapter of their life.
All right. Any questions, concerns from the board, or motions?
I would move that we approve those certified resignations and thank them for the work that they've done for Mandan Public Schools.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. And again, thank you for all your hard work and dedication to the students at Mandan, and wish you the best on your future endeavors. Then we'll move on to review and consider a request to hire the following certified staff: Charles Brander, Health at Mandan Middle School; Bailey Kushke, Special Ed Strategist at Lewis and Clark; Courtney Sandness, first grader at Lakewood; Thomas Powers, sixth grade science at Mandan Middle School; Erica Gorman, seventh grade math at Mandan Middle School; Campbell Fleck, SLP at Mandan High School; and Cambria Rail, LD at Mandan Middle School. Dr. Bitts.
Yeah, I think not only Mandan contracts were due today, but all over the state contracts were due. So I think our principals tried to get a jump on it and get people hired before they get under contract somewhere else. It would be our recommendation for you to approve these contracts and welcome these teachers to Mandan Public Schools.
All right. Any questions, comments on any of them? Seeing none, what are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we approve those certified staff that are listed.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Welcome to the Mandan Public Schools team. Last item, review and consider approval of a contract for assistant superintendent.
Yeah.
Dr. Bitts, and welcome to the table over there.
Mr. Meshke is here tonight, and you guys made the decision to hire him as assistant superintendent. I think it's a great choice, and I think you should formally approve his contract and welcome him to his new position.
All right. Or should we table it for a while and make him sit? What are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we approve the contract for Assistant Superintendent Wade Meshke.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a couple of seconds. Everybody's willing to get up and do it. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Welcome aboard as Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Meshke. We're looking forward to working with you.
I do have to say the only negative feedback I've gotten about this is from my own daughter, who's not very impressed Mr. Meshke is not going to be at Roosevelt anymore. So I've had some issues at home, but we're very excited to have him.
Well, welcome and you're welcome to come for the rest of the meetings if you want to learn and go things. You got questions for anybody on the board, feel free to be able to talk to us, and go ahead if you want to add some information here.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm honored and humbled, I guess. Being 30 years in education, 19 of those years here in Mandan, seeing a former student on here get hired, Thomas Power tonight, as Carrie told me about the other day. I've seen full circle, and I'm excited to work with Dr. Ritterath going forward. I know there's a lot to learn. I learned a lot just tonight already, but I'm a quick study, so looking forward to working with you and Mandan Public Schools.
Yep. And like I said, we're also a source for you. Don't be afraid to call us and ask questions. So,
thank you.
To both of you two, actually. Both of you guys, so welcome. All right, next item, future meeting dates, March 23rd, Policy and Personnel, 4 p.m. at the Brave Center. March 23rd, Student Achievement at 5 p.m. at the Brave Center. March 30th, Wellness Committee, 4 p.m. at the Brave Center. And April 6th, regular school board, 5:30 p.m. at City Hall. Any other meetings? You have something you want to add?
I'm going to put the March 31st Play Lab open house at the Ferris Field for, just in case any of you attend. It's at 11:15 on March 31st.
And then the state superintendent visit with the Mandan High School with Levi Bachmeyer on May 5th at 10:30 also in there in relation to it. Anything else? If not, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful evening. This meeting's adjourned.